Hello, my PC students. This is your last review question, and it's going to be for painting garages and calculating how much it would cost to paint the garages and how much time it'll take you to paint the walls and the ends of the garage. So let's go to File, let's go to Open, Browse, and go to your classes drive, go to your PC folder and Teaching Documents and get the one called XX Painting Garages right here. XX Painting Garages Review. Okay. And now again I see Arial, so click in cell A1, hold down your shift key and click in about, let's say, I-28 and make it Calibri size 12. Alright, and now we want to go File, Save As, and we want to go to Browse, and we want to go to your drive, your U drive, go to Print Com, go to Excel, click in your file name box, press Home, type in your name and the current date for you. Alright, save it. So let's go to View, and let's go to Zoom, and put in 140, just so that it's easier for you to see. Alright, now we have to talk about the garage. We said that you are going to paint garages and you're going to paint only the sides and one end of the garage, because the other end is going to be stone and garage door, so we're just going to paint the one end of the garage and the two side walls. So if we're going to paint the two side walls, we've got two, right? So I'm going to open my parentheses. We've got two walls times, and now what's the length of the wall? The length of the wall is 24 feet, okay, times, and remember length times width gives you square feet. So now the length is 24, but the height is 8. So you're going to multiply the length times the height. So there's two walls, two side walls, plus now we have to calculate the end wall, and the end wall would be 16 feet wide times 8 feet high. Alright, so that would give us our total square footage for that garage, the two side walls and the end. Alright, we're going to grab your fill handle and drag down. Now here we had garage 1, that's a pattern for us, so let's drag down here once and get 2, and then we can go all the way down and name them garage 1, 2, 3, 4, right down to 10. Alright, we need the totals here for the total square footage, so we're going to go Alt equals. Alright, so we've got that, and let's put accounting format on here and 0 decimal places. So we're going to right click, go to Format Cells, we're going to choose Accounting, no $sign, and 0 decimal places. And now you see the comma in your numbers so that they're formatted correctly. And go Control S to save. Now I stopped in this video and I added some text just to save the time that I was on. So you may not have in yours concrete paint $42 per can, and I wrote out assume 1 can of primer covers, and note that I put in 400 square feet in a cell by itself so that it can be used in a calculation. So 1 can of paint covers 300 square feet, and assume that 1 can of concrete paint covers 200 square feet. Alright, so now we want to know is how much will it cost for painting the walls. Alright, so here we've got the total square footage, and it says 1, so let's put up here primer paint. And I should have went Alt Enter there. Okay, and then we want primer paint, and then we just want plain paint. Alright, so the primer paint then would be equals, and we have to take the number of square feet, and it says primer covers 400 square feet. So I have to divide by the number of square feet, which would be cell F19, but it would have to be absolute because all of them have got to be compared to the same, because that's how much 1 can of primer can cover. All right, so we need 1.28 cans there, and if we drag down, there's for each garage, and totally we'll need approximately 20 cans of primer. All right, now for paint, we need equals the number of square feet divided by, this time the paint covers 300 square feet, so it has to be absolute. Press enter, and you'll need 2 cans of paint there. Okay, so you know how many cans of paint, but we didn't calculate the cost. And it said calculate the total cost for primer and paint for each garage. All right, so I'm going to go back to this formula because you understood that. It's in parentheses. So there's how much paint we're going to use and the number of cans. And we've got to multiply by the cost of each can. And so primer was $30 a can, so that would be absolute. So now in dollars and cents, that's what you have to pay for the paint. All right, or pardon me, for the primer paint. And now for the paint, I'm going to F2 to edit. Again, I'm going to put this in parentheses because this was how many cans I would need. And then times how much is the paint? The paint is $38 a can, so that's B20 absolute. And your paint is going to be $64.85. And there's the whole thing. All right, I'm going to pick up my paintbrush here and paint this. And then I'm going to pick up this. No, I don't want to do that actually. I want to come here and I want to right click, go to Format Cells, and choose Accounting with 2 decimal places and no $sign, and save your work. Okay. All right, so now if we want to know the total cost of paint and primer, okay, that's what we want to know. So we want to type in total. Oh, hold on here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Press escape there. Not supposed to be there. I'm supposed to be here. Okay, so put in total, and I'm going to go Alt-Enter, cost, and then I'll go Alt-Enter, primer, and paint. Okay, that's good. So the total cost of your primer and paint then would be equal sum, open your parentheses, and you would add the primer and the paint. All right, and so for each garage, you've given them a paint cost. All right, and once again, pick up your paintbrush, double click on the Format Painter, and paint those out, and go Control S to save. All right, the next question says, calculate the cost of painting the garage floor, in case a customer asks you for that. So let's go here and put in cost of painting garage floor. Okay, so the cost of painting the garage floor then. Now, first of all, we got to figure out the size of the garage floor and then what the area is going to be. And concrete paint costs us $42 per can. And it covers 200 square feet. So we've got equals, and we've got to take the area of the garage floor. That would be your length times your width. That's your garage floor. All right, and that's how many square feet we have. We have to divide by, because 1 can of concrete paint costs $200, absolute, and then times the price per can, which is $42, which is also absolute. All right, press enter, and the cost to paint your garage floor would be $80. Grab your fill handle and drag down. And again, I'm going to use your paintbrush, and I could have done this all at the end, but I'm just keeping it caught up here. And here I want a total. Alt equals. All right, so if we take a look here, we have the total square footage of the walls, 24 Okay, you got the length times the height plus the width times the height. So that you figured out. Then we went to and calculated how many square feet, dividing by the number of square feet that 1 gallon can cover, or 1 can cover. And the same with the paint. What will 1? And then we totaled. And then here we wanted to go and find the garage floor. So we said take the, and you can't see it all here. You still can't, but I can come back a bit. Okay, so we took the length times the width, and then we divided by the number of square feet, and we multiplied by the cost per can. So we now know how much it cost there. All right, the next part says calculate the total cost for each garage, including both primer, paint, and concrete. All right, so this time I'm just going to put in total and Alt-Enter and cost. All right, so we would have equals sum, open your parentheses, and you would have the cost of primer and paint. We've already got that total, comma, and actually I don't need a comma, I can just highlight the two of them. There's the cost of painting the garage floor. So the total cost for each garage is listed to you. And then we want to drag this over and widen your column. Or in this case, I could have dragged down. Yeah. And now go to your paintbrush and take off your dollar signs. All right, we have another column to finish here, customer cost. Or cost for customer. Customer cost will be good enough. Now, you want to mark your product because you've got to be paid something for all your effort and work, and you're going to mark up the cost by 30%. So we're going to reference your 30%. So I'll come over here and I will say markup, and I'll put in your 30%. All right, that's good. Now, customer cost then would be equals, and we have to take the total cost plus the markup. And remember, we have to open our parentheses, take the total cost times your markup, 30%, absolute. And close your parentheses. And what does the customer actually pay to you? $239. All right, widen your column and click here, go to your paintbrush and get rid of your dollar signs and take it off and save your work. So you've gone all the way from calculating the square feet, painting the 3 floors, and then you added 30% on your cost, or the customer's cost, plus 30% that you are marking it up. And I think that's all. So therefore, we'll stop right there.